Sony released the much awaited a7S III camera recently and it immediately became the most talked about camera in the market. 10-bit 4K video, 240fps slow motion, new type of CF Express cards, and even 16-bit raw recording to an external recorder, and potentially no overheating even if you shoot for longer periods of time. But all these amazing features would go down the drain if you're not careful with the selection of your lenses. Your lens has the power to make or break your image. A sharp and focused image will always appeal to the eye, whereas if the main subject of your frame is not in focus, then that causes an unsettling and unpleasing effect. And nothing screams amateur filmmaker when your shot isn't in focus. However, there are times when the shot calls for such type of irregularities with the image, but that's highly intentional. Whatever the case may be, you need to make sure that you pick the best lens for your camera that does justice to the shot and delivers the best performance out of the camera. Hey guys, what's up? Kunal, Singh here, and in this video I'm going to tell you about 3 of my favorite lenses for filmmaking that will give you the best image possible out of the new Sony a7S III. Make sure you stick till the end of the video because I'll also mention a few alternatives to these lenses that are a bit more budget friendly. So starting off our list is the incredible 16-35 f2.8 Sony G Master lens. This particular lens is my personal favorite among all other 16-35s. Now it's fairly expensive at about $2,100, but I assure you it's worth every single penny and it's so good that you'd want to shoot everything with this lens. The versatility of this lens is just amazing. From smooth ultra-wide shots to crisp 35mm portraits, this lens does it all. Paired with the Sony a7S III, this lens can work wonders. At 4K 120fps, you get surreal shots that can instantly take your videos to new levels. Combine that with a gimbal and you've got a combo that can turn a boring shot into an amazing one. The aperture on this lens is constant, which means whether you shoot wide open at 16mm or punch all the way into 35mm, your aperture stays fixed at f2.8 and you get a nice blurred out background. You get amazing autofocus capabilities with this lens, and combined with the improved eye autofocus in the a7S III, you can rest assured that whatever you shoot will be in focus. Being a G Master lens, this ensures that the image quality you get out of this lens is much superior than a regular 16-35 lens. Edge-to-edge sharpness matters a lot when you're shooting at wider angles, and I almost always carry a 16-35 whenever I go on a shoot. It just gives you the extra flexibility and opens a lot of possibilities for your shot. You can get creative with a shot and nothing will go wrong. In my opinion, this is an all-rounder lens that every filmmaker should have. With that said, if you're on a budget and need a cheaper yet powerful alternative, you can take a look at the Tamron 17-28mm f2.8, which is priced at about $900. I'm also working on a video in which we'll take a look at third-party lenses, which offers the best bang for your buck, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The second lens on my list is the Sony 50mm f1.4 planar lens. I consider the 50mm to be a great lens for music videos. Nice smooth bokeh at 1.4 gives your image a pleasing and aesthetic look, and the sharpness of this lens is just amazing. Although this is quite a big and heavy lens, you could still put it on a gimbal like the Crane 3 or the DJI Ronin S and still get silky smooth shots. I personally don't put anything above 35 on a gimbal, and the biggest reason for that is I just like handheld shots more. Most of my music videos are shot handheld or on a shoulder mount, so 50mm is always a crucial lens in my setup. Autofocus is super fast on this lens, and one of the biggest advantages of the planar 50mm for filmmaking is that it has an aperture ring on the lens itself and you can even declick it. What this means is that when you have the clicks off, you can adjust the aperture smoothly. This is a feature that high-end cinema lenses have in them, and it comes in very handy during a shoot when you have to adjust the exposure in the middle of a shot. The 50mm lens has even earned a nickname for itself, the Nifty 50. You can technically put this lens on and shoot anything that you want. Also, 50mm is considered to be the closest focal length that matches our eyes, and so it creates the most realistic looking images that feel more lifelike. Not cheap by any means, this lens runs at about $1,500, but if you can spare that kind of money, this is a must-have lens for your Sony a7S III. But if you're looking for something a bit more pocket-friendly, take a look at the Sigma 50mm 1.4 art lens. And if you need an even cheaper alternative, the Sony f1.8 lens is the best option at about $250. The final lens on this list is the Sony 85mm f1.4 G Master lens. This is an absolute beast of a lens. Big, bulky, and insanely amazing. Now, this being a G Master lens, you get exceptional image quality from this. And at 85 1.4, this lens makes the most appealing and dreamy images. Over time, the 85mm has been designated as the portrait lens, but trust me on this one, this lens can do so much more. There's just something special about the 85 lens that I can't quite explain. I just love the picture quality that this lens puts out. The Sony 85 1.4 lens has the same aperture range as the 50mm we discussed before, great autofocus performance, and the bokeh. Don't even get me started on that. This is by far the best 85mm lens that you can get for the Sony a7S III. Still priced on the expensive side of things, this lens runs at about $1,800 right now, and if you're running on a budget, then the Sigma 85 1.4 art lens is your second best option. Or if you don't mind an f1.8 lens, then you can go for the Sony 85 1.8 lens, which will cost you about $600. So that's the list of my go-to lenses for filmmaking, and I think that combined with the newly released Sony a7S III, these lenses will deliver exceptional quality to your videos. Let me know what you guys think and what lenses you use for filmmaking. Also, if you like this video, then leave a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe as well. Till next one, take care.